Hi, my name is AHMAD Hakim bin Muhammad Rizal. My matric card number is 067705. I will share with you the introduction for this topic. Child right protection is an essential aspect of ensuring the well-being and development of children in any society. This right encompasses the fundamental entitlements and safeguards that children should enjoy, including their rights to education, health, safety, and protection from abuse. While many countries have made significant progress in recognizing and upholding child rights, unfortunately, Malaysia still faces certain gaps in adequately protecting its children. While Malaysia has made progress in adopting laws and policies to safeguard children's rights, there are still areas where implementation falls short. Children's rights in Malaysia are primarily addressed through the Child Act 2001, which provides a legal framework to protect children from exploitation, abuse, and neglect. However, despite these legislative measures, several gaps in the protection of children's rights persist. Malaysia, a diverse and vibrant nation in Southeast Asia, has shown commendable commitment to the welfare of its children by ratifying the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child (UNCRC) in 1995. This international treaty set out a comprehensive framework for safeguarding children's rights and ensuring their holistic development. However, despite this commitment, there remain significant challenges and gaps in implementing and protecting this right within the nation context. So, in this paper, we will discuss the gaps of children rights and protection.
I'm ARIF HAKIMI 066401. Today I want to talk to you about a pressing issue in our country, which is child labor. It is a problem that continues to persist despite the effort of government and authorities. We cannot turn a blind eye to the children who are being exploited and denied their right to a proper childhood. Firstly, our historical practices has normalized children helping their parent in the workplace. Unfortunately, this evolved into illegal and exploitative child labor. We need to change this perception and raise awareness about this matter. Human trafficking is a grave concern in Malaysia and it directly contributes to a child labor. Children who are trafficked end up in the hazardous working environment where they are exploited by their employer. We need a stronger law and a better technology to combat these criminal activities. Access to quality education is also crucial. When children are denied to education, they are most likely to be forced into labor due to the limited option. We must prioritize education for all children, especially those in marginalized areas, to break the cycle of poverty and provide them with better opportunity. Illegal immigration, also including children, face significant challenges without proper documentation. They are often denied access to education and essential services. Consequently, they are forced into hazardous work environment. We need to address this issue by ensuring that to all children, regardless of legal status, have a right education and protection. Absolutely, poverty the central pushing a child labor because the child must help their parent to meet their need. In conclusion, to fight a child labor, we must collectively make action by increasing access to education and poverty elevation. Thank you.
My name is Ahmad Syahmi Muhammad Safan. My matric number is 066083. Child marriage presents a challenging situation in Malaysia where the clash between cultural traditions and children's rights is evident. The primary legal instrument addressing child marriage in Malaysia are the Law Reform, Marriage and Divorce Act 1976 and the Child Act 2001. The Law Reform Act established a minimum age for marriage but allows for exception in certain circumstances and with appropriate consent. The Child Act contains provisions aimed at preventing child exploitation, including child marriage, early marriage, has serious ramifications for young girls, including limited educational opportunities, heightened health risks, and psychological and emotional challenge. Various stakeholders in Malaysia are engaged in a multi-phase effort to address child marriage lawmakers have proposed amendment to the Law Reform Marriage and Divorce Act of 1976, aiming to raise the minimum marriage age and impose stricter penalties to strengthen legal protection. Awareness campaign target communities, parents, religious leaders, and educational institutions seeking to enhance understanding of the detrimental effect of child marriage. Support services such as counseling, educational opportunities, and access to healthcare are offered to meet the immediate and long-term needs of child marriage victims. However, deeply ingrained cultural norms and inconsistent enforcement of existing laws remain significant obstacles. Achieving lasting change requires collaborative efforts among the government, civil society organizations, and communities. In conclusion, child marriage poses a complex challenge in Malaysia, where cultural, traditional, and children's rights intersect. Ongoing endeavors are focused on reinforcing legal protection, raising awareness, and providing support service. Nevertheless, achieving sustainable change necessitates a concerted approach involving multiple stakeholders.
Assalamualaikum. I am AHMAD RASHID and my matrix number is 065776. So today I'll be presenting my part, which is child abuse. First of all, abuse and violence against children are very common and upsetting problem that happens all over the world, and Malaysia is no exception. For instance, children may be abused physically, emotionally, sexually, and even neglect abuse that can cause long-term negative impacts on a child's physical and mental health. Usually, the common reason that physical abuse occurs is parental stress or problems with temper, which can lead to physical abuse. Another conduct that violates the rights of children is child sexual abuse. It involves the sexual exploitation of children through a variety of means, including harassment, rape, pornography, and online manipulation. One of the notable efforts is the establishment of the Malaysian Child Protection Policy in 2019. This policy acts as a thorough framework that specifies rules and processes for governmental organizations, service providers, and specialists that work with children to properly address incidents of abuse and violence. Enacting this policy has allowed Malaysia to recognize the need for a systematic and coordinated approach to child protection, preserving the rights and well-being of all children. Another approach is the National Hotline for Children known as Talian No 15999. It was established to enhance reporting procedures and the response to incidents of violence, abuse, and neglect in Malaysia. This helpline serves as a vital platform for children and the public to report incidents of violence and seek assistance. The commitment of safeguarding the protection of children's human rights is not the responsibility of the government alone, but it falls on everyone, including society and individuals themselves. Together, we can work to prevent and address child maltreatment, thereby safeguarding the safety and well-being of Malaysia's children.
The future of nation is constructed upon the youth its nurturers. In order to establish a fair and equitable society, it is imperative to safeguard individual rights and promote their welfare. Despite Malaysia's significant advances in safeguarding children's rights, there remains a discredible disparity in providing universal access to education for all children. Many children often face challenges in accessing education and learning resources due to financial constraints. Children hailing from low-income households are observed to have higher rates of dropping out, thereby perpetuating the cycle of poverty and limiting their access and to educational opportunities. Socioeconomic disparities can pose challenges for individuals in obtaining education of superior quality. Affluent, affluent families have the financial means to enroll their children in private school or institution that offer an international curriculum. This educational setting typically offers superior amenities and reduce student to teacher ratios and reduce students to teacher ratios. Children hailing from low-income households often attend public schools that are underfunded, have limited resources, overcrowded classrooms, and inadequate instruction material. Implementing focused policies aimed at poverty reduction and education funding is imperative to effectively tackle this challenge. It is recommended that low-income families to be provided with scholarship, grants, and subsidies to assist with expenses such as tuition, transportation, and school supplies. Enhancing the quality and availability of public school in economically disadvantaged region is a paramount importance. Enhancing the budget allocation for public education, upgrading infrastructure, and ensuring adequate teaching material and facilities for school are all integrated components of this initiative. The implementation of programs such as school feeding program can aid in addressing the nutritional obstacle to educational encountered by children from disadvantaged households. That's all from me.
Okay, now we will discuss regarding the challenges faced by refugee children in Malaysia and the efforts made in healthcare and education. So let's dive in. Okay, Malaysia has allowed entry to Rohingya asylum seekers receiving international acclaim. However, refugees in Malaysia, including children, continue to face risk of arrest, detention, extortion, and limited access to essential services. Official restrictions prevent them from working, accessing healthcare, and attending Malaysian schools. So we're going to discuss in terms of healthcare challenges for the children. Access to healthcare for refugee children in Malaysia is a complex issue. Lack of medical access and unaffordable medical bills pose significant challenges. Many Rohingya babies are unable to receive proper vaccination, increasing the risk of infectious disease. Limited to healthcare services provided by NGOs and medical clinics run by refugees. Community contributes, but their availability and quality vary. So we're going to talk about the education challenges. So in terms of education for refugee children, it's also challenging in Malaysia. There is no formal education system in place for refugees outside registered camps. This means many refugee children, especially for marginalized communities, lack access to formal schooling. Informal education programs by NGOs aim to provide basic literacy and numeracy skills, but resources and recognition are limited. So, in conclusion, Malaysia faces significant challenges in providing adequate healthcare and education for refugee children. While some efforts have been made by the NGOs and organizations, the need for comprehensive policies and resources remains. Ensuring access to healthcare and quality education for all children, regardless of their refugee status, is crucial for a brighter future. So, that's all from me. If you find this content informative, please like and share it. Don't forget to subscribe, and for more content like this, together we can make a difference. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Hello, hi, my name is KABILAN and my matrix number is 067877, and today I present the conclusion. Okay, as a conclusion, it is evident that there is a significant gap in children's right protection in Malaysia. Despite the country's efforts to implement various legislation and international convention, there are still several challenges that hinder the effective enforcement and realization of these rights. One of the key issues is the lack of awareness and understanding among the general population about children's rights. This lack of awareness often leads to the neglect or violation of these rights. Moreover, the prevalence of child labor, child marriage, and child abuse in Malaysia highlights the urgent need for stronger measures and stricter enforcement mechanisms. While there have been efforts to address these issues, such as the amendment of relevant laws and the establishment of specialized agencies, more comprehensive strategies are required to tackle these deep rooted problems. Lastly, closing the gap in children's right protection in Malaysia requires a collective effort involving all stakeholders. It is imperative to prioritize children's rights, raise awareness, strengthen legal frameworks, and also enhance the implementation and enforcement of relevant laws. Only, Only through such concerted actions Malaysia can ensure a safer, more inclusive, and nurturing environment for all its children, enabling them to grow, develop, thrive to their fullest potential. Children are the future to the fate of our nation, and children's care or development should be as important as the same of the economy of a country. Today's children, tomorrow's leaders. So let's give them a proper childhood in order to shine. Thank you very much.